Exercise is really just a modern day supplement for all the good things our bodies used to get from physical labor outside. In the last episode on nutrition, I talked about how we've processed and engineered out of our food all the things that we didn't like, but that are actually good for us. And that doing so has actually caused our bodies a lot of harm. But instead of going back to God's food, to real food, we'd rather just take vitamins and supplements. Well, we've done the same thing with our work. We didn't like the taste of being outside all day in the hot sun, plowing a field or baling hay. And so we engineered and created machines to do that work for us so we could sit inside and watch videos. And our bodies didn't like being inside and sitting all day. But instead of going back outside to work, we created another indoor space where we could pick up heavy weights and move them around and put them back down again. It's called a gym. I think in the back of our minds, we inherently understand the pointlessness of picking up and moving around weights for no reason. And so sadly, it's the plight of modern man that we have to find motivation to exercise. Even 200 years ago, exercise was a necessity to live. But if we go back 10,000 years to when human beings were hunter-gatherers, all of life was exercise. We would have to track herds for days, and then in some moments run fast enough and get close enough to an antelope that we could throw a spear at it and have dinner. But then around 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, human beings settled down and became farmers. But even then, we still had to plow and sow the fields and harvest the grain and carry the wheat back to the mill so that we could grind it into flour. And all of this work was good for our bodies, and the food tasted really good too. It's only been in the last 200 years that human beings have completely moved away from physical labor. Today, with our machines, we can be sedentary and sit all day. We sit when we work, we sit when we eat, we sit when we travel, and we sit when we use the bathroom. I think one of the core reasons that we continue to avoid physical labor and being outside, and therefore miss out on the benefits of being completely human, again, is our mistrust of God. Here's what I mean. I think when we read Genesis 3, we picture God raging mad, storming into the Garden of Eden to yell at Adam and Eve after they ate the forbidden fruit. And then he pronounces his curses that the ground is going to produce thorns and that Adam and Eve will have to sweat to produce their food. And then he banishes them from paradise and storms back to his house to fume. And banished from the Garden of Eden, feeling lost and alone and feeling like God hated us, we've spent the last however many thousands of years since Adam and Eve trying to throw off God's curse, trying to get out from under his thumb. What we didn't realize, though, is that yes, physical labor is difficult, but it's not a curse. It was the judgment of a loving father towards children who didn't know the gravity of their actions, like a 3-year-old scratching up a Mercedes. God said to Adam and Eve, "Look, you disobeyed and even betrayed me, but I still love you. You used to eat food from the trees, but now I'm going to show you how to eat bread. It will be more difficult than just plucking food from the trees like you used to do. But in the process of bending down to sow the seed and to harvest the grain, you're going to learn repentance. And the food that you eat will be so good that you'll learn gratitude." But in the last 100 to 200 years, since we've been able to use technology to stop working, our bodies and our minds have been experiencing the pain of avoiding God's reality. And until we can eventually get back outside to work, I at least hope to one day live and work on a farm, we're gonna have to supplement our lives with exercise, maybe even in a gym. Being outside is ideal, but if you just get movement, even if it's in a gym, it's still good. So again, exercise is an act of faith in several different ways. It's believing that God created humans to live a certain way and moving in that direction, literally. Learning that exercise could build my trust in God was a big motivator for me to start working out consistently again. So exercising every day became a way that I could tell God, look, God, I can't do this job without you. I can't succeed without you. So I'm gonna close the computer screen and trust that you're at work. I'm gonna trust that whatever the outcome, you're gonna continue to provide for me in the future. Let me close this video on exercise by giving you a little bit of practical advice to get you moving in the right direction. And like with prayer, the best advice that I can give you is not routines or how-tos, but maybe simple techniques to help you make it a habit. I think most people who try to get back into the habit of working out consistently set themselves up for failure by trying to do too much too soon. They go into the gym on the first day and spend hours, and they lift weight that's too heavy for them. So the next day they're really sore, and they're also feeling like, I don't have this much time to spend in the gym. And so a week or 2 or 3 goes by and they've already lost the motivation to work out again. It's gonna take at least 3 to 4 weeks to build a habit of exercising every day. So go really slow, go really easy at first. Even if you're only walking outside for 15 minutes a day, that's a great start. That's awesome. If you don't have much experience in the gym or you haven't been working out in a long time, I'd recommend getting a personal trainer or joining a CrossFit gym or an organization like F3 where you can learn from other people and get some accountability at the same time. Trying to learn new weightlifting techniques or trying to build your own fitness strategy both burn a lot of willpower. So save that willpower for just showing up to exercise consistently at first.